Hi guys, Jennifer Scrapping Cane here. Today I'm sharing a double page layout using the Home Sewn kit by Color Rush Studios. This was this month, February's kit. It's still available as of right now in the store. I'm sure we only have a few left. But go ahead and pick up your kit because this kit is pretty amazing and it gives you a lot to work with. This is my second double page layout with this kit this month. And here I'm using some mixed media on the background papers. These are pre-made mixed media papers from Vicky Boutin. And I like to add a little bit of extra real mixed media, not pre-made on it that's already printed on the paper. So the grayish color was already printed on the paper. I added in a shimmers, I believe that's, what is it called? Mama something, but it's from Shimmers paints, and I like using those just to give a little bit of shine to the layout. And here I'm showing you the design that I'm going for, kind of, sorta. It does change. That was my plan though initially when I laid it out. So here I'm just bringing the paper back. It's dried just slightly. I'm going to add white acrylic paint splatters to it and then let it dry again, and I'll get started on the background or the embellishments actually. And what I do here is just water down white acrylic paint and then splatter it on. And then I'm going to cut circles with my circle cutter, which is by Curvy Cutter EK Success. But I'm not sure it's available anymore. I've had this cutter for a long time. It cuts really well on the glass mat. And what works, don't fix. I haven't bought one of the newer versions because this one really works. And I don't cut circles very often. Circles and I don't get along usually. So usually I try to find other shapes to use. But this was actually a sketch, and I will show the sketch up in the corner, and you can see how I kind of went with it, but I stretched it to a double page layout. So my circles are a little bit bigger, a little bit more spread out, and I do triple circles. So I make them pink, black, and mint, and then I do mint, black, and pink, and then the last one I do black, mint, and pink. So I wanted to make sure that I had a variation of each one, and they're different sizes too. So here I'm just showing that I scuffed up all my flowers. I removed all the leaves off of the flowers. Those are die cuts from the pack of the Poppy and Pear collection that we are working with this month. And the reason I took the leaves off is because the flowers would have been upside down, but then the leaf would be on the photo if I put it the correct way, and it might be in somebody's face or too close to somebody's face. So instead of fighting with how to put them on the layout or where to put them, I just cut the leaves off. And then I'll reattach the leaves in the background after I get all the photos placed down, and they're the last thing I add back in. And I really like the way that ended up turning out. So I'll probably do that again. Flowers are not usually my favorite thing to use, but I love to use them on photos with, girls or older women, especially this layout. I think they look really cute with this layout and these photos. I'm very much a theme scrapper. I like my embellishments to match whatever the theme is in the photos or to tell a story. So one or the other, and usually I don't vary from that. I won't put random items on my layout just to use them. So that's just a little bit about me if you guys are new to my channel. And here I have the 5 photos. I did trim a little bit of them down, not very much. I just took them down. They were like 3 by 5 or so, roughly. And I trimmed down just a little bit of the excess edges just to make them fit a little bit better on the 8.5 by 11 layout. And 2 of the photos were vertical, and one of them I left vertical. The other one I kind of made it into a smaller portrait size. And that's the one where my sister is mean mugging the camera. She's 3 years old. So She was full of it. She makes quite a few funny faces in a lot of these photos. She's a very big character, still is as an adult. And I'm adding the leaves around the layout, and I popped up the photo of my sister Mean Muggin, and the other photo, the second photo on the first page on the left hand side, I popped up on play foam. I also popped up the flowers on play foam, and then except for the gold flower up at the top, that one's laying flat. And then I added all the leaves in. I did not pop any of the leaves up on play foam, so there's a little bit of dimension between the flowers and the leaves. And here I'm going to come in with the frazzle and ribbons and add those at the bottom of the layout, and that's where I'm going to put my title at. So the first one I add down is the black and white polka dot one, and I leave just a little bit at the end, not all the way to the end on the right or left side, but in the middle I made it look like as if it was going across both pages. And then I'm going to add the black and white flower one. I absolutely love this one. This one is my favorite in this collection of frazzles and ribbons. So I'm going to add that one down. And the ATG does hold it down. I add a little bit of liquid glue to reinforce it and keep it down just a little bit extra. But I haven't had any issues with ribbon actually not staying in place once you get it adhered and staying there, but a little bit of liquid glue always does the trick. So here I'm adding double face tape. My ATG wasn't liking the ribbon on ribbon, so I just used the double face tape instead, and then a little bit of Scotch tacky glue is what's in that bottle. It's just a fine liner that I got at Hobby Lobby. And once I add that one down, make sure it's stuck down good, I'm going to add the peach pom-pom ribbon. And that one's going to go here at the bottom. And I'm going to use the ATG and double face tape. I believe I bring in double face tape because the ATG is not working for me. So I'll do double face tape, and then after I get it kind of in place where I want it to be, I lift up on the bottom and put the glue underneath the pom-poms and make sure that they're attached to the ribbons that are already laying down. Hopefully that made sense. And then I'll lay my acrylic block over the top just to put a little bit of weight on it while it dries. And the Scotch tacky glue dries really fast. That's why I like to use it, because it's pretty quick. So I'm going to cut it here at the end, like I said, and make sure that it goes across both layouts. And I'll add the other piece on the right hand side, and then I'm going to come in and start adding my title. I believe I'll disappear for just a second, and I'm grabbing thickers. I grab three alphas and two thicker packs that have they have flowers and hearts and stars. Mainly what I pull off of them are the hearts, and I pull off a couple of the title pieces like Lovely, Love, and XOXO. And that was just little extra embellishments to add to this layout. I didn't really want to add any more of the ephemera pieces. None of them, like I said, really went with my theme, so I wasn't going to add them on here. But I went looking through my thickers. Since the Poppy and Pear is an American Crafts collection, pretty much anything from American Crafts will probably match with the colors. And especially if you look enough in your, if you have a lot of thickers or if you have stash from other collections, look through. You might find stuff that matches. In these thickers, I actually found hearts that are the exact same color. They match that purpley pink flower, and they match the peach flower and the mint in the paper. So I used those around the layout. I'm going to title it Lovely Aunt Margaret. And the lovely part I laid on the photo, but it really does not pop enough for me on the photo. But I was trying to figure out how I was going to put Margaret on. And I wanted to use these big white thickers from my stash just because they kind of look elegant and they match the white and gold flowers that are on the layout. So I figured they would match this layout. But they're really large. So I go ahead and lay Margaret down, but then I decide I'm going to move it over and I'll put Aunt underneath the photo, the second photo on the left-hand side, and I'll put Lovely on the white part of the paper instead. And that's much better. It looks much better that way. And she is actually one of 3 Aunt Margarets. She's my grandma's sister. And my grandpa actually has a sister named Margaret also. And then their daughter is named Margaret, my dad's sister. So there's a lot of Margarets in the family. This Aunt Margaret, we actually don't know very well. I don't believe I've ever actually met her. She's passed away now, but I don't believe I ever met her. The 2 little girls in the photos are my older sisters, so I wasn't born yet. But she lived actually very close to us, in another state, but was not very far, from us in Nebraska. We live in Colorado, and we never really saw her. But my dad's family is very, distant. They are not very close at all. Some of them we know better than others, and some of them we don't really know at all. But it's family history, so I want to document it, and especially if we have photos, I want to document them and tell the story that goes with it. These photos don't really have a real story to them. My mom doesn't remember why she was in Chicago. At the time, my mom and dad were living in Chicago, and it is around Christmas time, but my mom said she doesn't believe it's Christmas when she came. She believes she either came before Christmas or after Christmas and just was visiting. I do have another photo that will have my grandma and her in the photo, and that one I will add a little bit of journaling to. This one here, I'm not really going to add any journaling to it. It will go with the other photos that are from the same time period that my grandpa took, and I might add a little bit of journaling to the back of it, but for the most part, I'll probably leave it. That's it for this layout. Go ahead and enjoy the close-ups, and I will catch you guys on the next layout. And be sure to check out Color Rush Studios. I'll leave links below in the description box if you want to go join the group and join us on Facebook and check out and see what everybody else made with this Home Sewn kit. I really enjoyed using it this month. Thanks, guys. Bye.